When the night is too dark for human eyes and enemy radars are blind, a ghost emerges in the skies. It makes no sound. It emits no light. It leaves no heat signature. But in a matter of seconds, high-value targets explode without warning. This is no ordinary aircraft. It is the embodiment of American dominance in the air. The B-2 Spirit, stealth bomber of legend, has returned to the battlefield in real-world missions that defy borders and break the limits of defense logic. The B-2 Spirit was born from America's greatest Cold War fear, a Soviet nuclear strike unstoppable by traditional air defenses. In 1979, the top-secret Advanced Technology Bomber project began. Behind the closed doors of Northrop Grumman, engineers envisioned a radical shape, a tailless aircraft, no vertical stabilizers, resembling a massive bat. This flying wing design wasn't just aesthetic, it was functional. With no perpendicular surfaces to reflect radar waves, every curve was engineered to deflect or absorb radar. Its first flight occurred in 1989, and it entered service in 1997. To this day, only 21 B-2s have ever been built. A shockingly small fleet, but each aircraft costs over $2 billion to produce. The B-2 Spirit was not built to dominate dogfights. It was built to do one thing: penetrate the world's most advanced air defenses and destroy strategic targets without ever being seen. Its stealth comes from a clever mix of aerodynamic shape, radar-absorbing materials, RAM, and special coatings that scatter electromagnetic energy. To enemy radar scanning the night sky, the B-2 simply doesn't exist. This is its true power. It doesn't evade radar. It erases itself from it. Combined with fly-by-wire control, digital avionics, and electronic countermeasures, this aircraft remains relevant more than 2 decades after its debut. Inside the B-2's twin weapon bays lies the capacity to carry up to 20 tons of payload. Not just conventional bombs like JDAMs, but also nuclear weapons like the B-61 and B-83. In a single mission, the B-2 can take out dozens of targets with precision. Uniquely, many B-2 strikes are flown round-trip from the U.S., never landing overseas. Some missions last up to 40 hours, and only the Air Force's most elite pilots are qualified to fly it. In modern warfare, the B-2 doesn't just bring destruction, it brings fear, because the enemy never knows when or from where it's coming. January 2024. The world watched as tensions escalated rapidly in the Red Sea after a series of missile attacks by Iran-backed Houthi militants threatened Western commercial and logistical shipping. These threats didn't just disrupt international trade routes, they directly challenged America's military credibility and reach in the Middle East. Amid mounting uncertainty, the Pentagon authorized a quiet but decisive response. In a sealed briefing room inside U.S. Strategic Command, a covert mission was greenlit. The centerpiece of this operation, a single B-2 Spirit stealth bomber, launched from Whiteman Air Force Base, Missouri, thousands of miles from the conflict zone. No fighter escort, no foreign base stopovers. This was a fully stealth operation. The B-2 lifted off under the cover of night, followed by an aerial tanker fleet consisting of KC-135s and KC-46s for multiple in-flight refueling cycles along the route. Over the course of nearly 36 continuous hours, the B-2 traversed the Atlantic Ocean, southern Europe, and into Middle Eastern airspace, flying in a full stealth configuration. It avoided civilian radar corridors, dropped to low altitude when necessary, and employed classified tactics to remain below detection thresholds. No public announcements, no media coverage. Even many Air Force personnel were kept on a need-to-know basis. The target was precise, a missile launch complex and ammunition storage site nestled in Yemen's mountainous terrain. This area had proven difficult to reach by drones or conventional jets due to hostile short-range air defenses, rugged terrain, and unpredictable weather. As the mission entered the strike phase, the B-2 released precision-guided JDAM munitions from high altitude. Within seconds, the entire compound was reduced to rubble. The strike was so swift and accurate that Houthi fighters had no immediate reaction. They heard no aircraft. They saw no flash. They never knew what hit them until it was too late. Most remarkable of all, no radar trace, visual signature, or radio intercepts confirmed the B-2's presence. The world only learned of the attack days later, when the Pentagon quietly acknowledged it, without naming the platform involved. But defense analysts recognize the signature. Only one aircraft on Earth could have pulled it off: the B-2 Spirit. This wasn't a mission of retaliation. It was a message. A message to every hostile actor, state or non-state, who believes they can hide from the reach of American power. A message that no place is safe when you challenge global stability. As global military doctrines shift and threats from major powers like China and Russia rise, the B-2 remains a backbone of U.S. strategic strike capability. With a combat radius over 6,000 nautical miles and the ability to evade systems like the S-400, the B-2 is a nightmare for enemy air defenses. In war games and simulations, the B-2 is always the first strike spearhead. That's no accident. It's a message. If you see the B-2 in your skies, it means it's already too late. But no technology lasts forever. Though still feared, the B-2 is aging. Maintenance is costly, and its systems require constant updates. Enter the B-21 Raider, the B-2's successor, designed to be cheaper, more modular, and produced in greater numbers. But until the Raider is ready for combat, the U.S. has no other choice. The B-2 remains the airborne ghost, guarding global dominance. The B-2 Spirit is one of the few weapons in military history feared not just for its firepower, but for its invisibility. It is a shadow in enemy skies, a warning that power can come from the unseen, and destruction can arrive in silence. And as long as the world holds the seeds of conflict, the B-2 will continue flying, silent, unseen, and lethal.